Here's something no one tells you. Birth isn't the end. It's the start of a whole new marathon. One you probably haven't trained for because no one's prepared you for it. In this video, I'm going to show you what you need to know in the first 24 hours postpartum to survive it. We'll go through hour by hour, and I'll give you my perspective as a registered midwife and lactation consultant who's been at hundreds of births. And I'll be sharing the 3 most important things you need to know. And unfortunately, the 3 most common things new parents overlook, but that can make the difference in your recovery. Along the way, I'll also give you tips and tricks that I've learned as a midwife over many years and reveal the biggest mistake that most parents make before they leave the hospital. So stick with me and we'll take it one at a time. Hours 0 through 2. The golden hour. You've just given birth, ideally baby skin to skin on your chest, and you're getting to know one another. You get to see their sweet little face for the first time, how much hair they have, and count those fingers and toes. This is when you get a chance to catch your breath, snuggle with your baby, and maybe even attempt your first breastfeed. While everyone's focused on baby, remember, you're still going through a lot. You have a placenta to birth, and many parents require sutures or stitches to repair their perineum. Your body is probably shaking from the adrenaline. This is completely normal, and you may feel completely euphoric or completely wiped. Advice here: ask your nurse for a warm blanket that can be draped over your body. It's amazing how good that warm blanket feels and how much it can do to settle your shakes. This is a good point to remind your partner to remind you to ask for that warm blanket. This is also a great time to ask your partner to offer you a few sips of water or electrolyte beverage, as you'll forget how parched you are from pushing out that baby. And because you've just given birth, this is also a wonderful time for your partner to act as your support person and advocate. And hold on to this thought, because a lot of parents think this is the calm before the storm. But I'm telling you now, something shifts around hour 6. Hours 2 through 6. This is the window where baby often falls asleep. They've had their first feed, their bellies are full, and they're ready for what we call recovery sleep. In this window, you might feel blissful, you might feel completely wiped out. This is a great time to have a bite to eat. Often it could be the middle of the night. Do have something to eat before you rest. Often your nurse will bring you a piece of toast or some yogurt, and often juice with ice. And this will be the best juice you have ever tasted. Nurses will often be checking on you frequently during this time as well. This will include doing your vital signs, baby's vital signs, as well as checking your bleeding. This is an important and critical window for your medical care. Unfortunately, this is a time where many moms will experience a postpartum hemorrhage, so be reassured that your nurse is checking on you frequently. One of the things your nurse will do is perform a uterine massage or fundal massage. And what the job of that is to make sure that your uterus stays contracted, and it's uncomfortable. It often is the thing that people like the least about their initial postpartum experience. And don't be shy to ask for help. You will need to go pee, and your nurse will want to make sure that you go pee at about that 2-hour mark. So don't be shy to ask for help. Use your call bell, and that nurse will help you get up to use the toilet for the first time. One of the things that most moms are scared of is taking that first pee. Going pee for the first time after you've given birth, it is intimidating. Often your nurse will provide you with a peri bottle, and that peri bottle you want to fill with warm water. And the goal is to spray it before you start peeing. Continue to pee, keep peeing, keep spraying, and then keep spraying when you're done peeing. What that will do is dilute your urine, which will substantially reduce the amount of burning and discomfort you feel with that first pee. Remember that shift I mentioned? It's coming next. Around hour 6, baby's deep sleep is done, and they are going to wake up and they are going to be hungry. And they'll begin what we call cluster feeding. You might wonder, is something wrong? Am I not feeding my baby enough? What have I missed? Don't worry, I'll talk it through with you in the next step. Hours 6 through 12. This is when the fantasy bubble often pops. Babies wake up, they want to feed constantly, your body is sore, you're still bleeding quite heavily, and all you want to do is finally get some sleep. And if you're struggling with breastfeeding your baby, I've created a free latching guide just for you. You can get it in the link in the description. You might feel weepy, overwhelmed, but here's how we're going to navigate it. Feeling this way is completely normal. You just ran a marathon and now we're asking you to do another one. But here is how you're going to survive. Here's the most important tip that I've shared with countless families for surviving this window. Set yourself up before this window starts. Remember how you were feeling before? Use that energy to get yourself ready for now. I want you to set up a station beside your bed, whether or not that's at home or in your hospital bed. I want you to use that tray or your bedside table. I want you to prep snacks, water, but most importantly, your pain medication. Regardless of the type of birth that you have, do not underestimate how uncomfortable you'll feel postpartum. I always say to parents, you can champion labor pain, but there is no point at all in championing postpartum pain. So do set yourself up for success by having your pain meds at your bedside and make a schedule. Either write it out on paper or set alarms on your watch or phone so that you remember to take your medication before you feel uncomfortable. This one tip will greatly improve how you feel in the first 24 hours. We'll talk about how to survive that first night. But just remember, if baby's crying, you can't settle them, and you're feeling overall like you don't know what you're doing, that is normal, and you're not alone. Hour 12 to 18, the night shift. Welcome to the night shift. This is when exhaustion meets its peak. You've now been in labor and had a baby and probably been up for almost one full day. Baby may want to be held constantly. Your body is probably quite sore, and your partner has finally reached the point where they also need a nap. Many parents feel like after the first day with their baby that they should have it all figured out. But the truth is, heading into that first night, nobody knows what they're doing. And that's why you have your support people, your nurses, your midwives, your doctors, there to help you through those next steps. My advice here, try to switch off with your partner if you both aren't able to rest when baby's resting. Ask and assign roles of your partner before you go into the night. If you've just had a cesarean birth and your incision is very tender, ask your partner or your support person to do diapers that first night. Ask them to pass you baby from the bassinet. And if you're bottle feeding, spell off with your partner. Plan the night ahead with shifts so that you know and your partner knows when you can anticipate rest. And this is huge for surviving the first night, because knowing what the game plan is allows you to feel like you're in control of the situation, even if everything is going awry. Remember, the goal is just to get through the night, one feed at a time, one breath at a time, one moment at a time. Hours 18 to 24. If everything has gone according to plan and mom and baby are healthy, this is when you're getting ready to go home. By now, you probably feel like you've been through battle. Hospital staff will be performing checks on both you and baby. Often these are the final checks before going home and include important education like how to bathe your baby, how to take care of yourself postpartum, and what are normal expectations in the first few days of your baby's life. However, there's one important thing that many parents don't get clear before they leave, and that's when they should be asking for help. Knowing what's normal and when to ask for help for when things are abnormal is the most important thing that you need to make sure you know before you go home. What amount of bleeding is normal? How much output should we be expecting from our baby? And how often should I be feeding my baby? Before you leave, I want you to be asking these 3 questions. What should I be watching out for myself? What should I be watching out for my baby? Who do I call if I'm worried? The truth is, you're not going to remember anything right now. So write these things down so that when you're unsure, when you get home, you can reference that note. Trust me, you'll be glad you have it. Okay, we've walked through the first 24 hours. You've survived. Let's close up those loops. Here are the 3 most important things that I want you to remember. Number 1, you are recovering too. You just gave birth, but you are also a care provider. In any other medical situation, if you just went through what you went through, everyone's focus would be on your recovery. Instead, your focus and everyone else's focus is on caring for baby. So don't forget that your recovery is just as important. Number 2, ask for help. And I don't mean Google things. Find reputable sources, but most importantly, make use of your local community resources. Your public health nurse, your midwife, your doctor. Write your questions down and be ready to ask them when you're in contact with those people next. As a new parent, you are not supposed to know everything, and it's okay to ask for help. Number 3, it's okay to be messy. Giving birth and recovering postpartum is a biological process, and it comes with biological messes. Not only are you going to feel like a hot mess, your house is going to be a hot mess, and your life is going to be turned upside down. Work on telling yourself that it's normal and all things will come into balance with time. The first 24 hours aren't about doing it perfectly. They're about surviving, adapting to this incredible change that just happened in your life, and knowing that there's help available if you need it. If you found this video helpful, please hit that subscribe button. My goal is to help as many parents as possible move through pregnancy, birth, and postpartum in an empowered way. So join me on this journey.